Peace, world, what is going on? Welcome to another Substantial Weekly. Of course, my name is Substantial. Peace to everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Happy Friday, all that good stuff. If it's your first time to the channel, be sure to hit that like button and make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, yada, yada, yada. You've watched enough of these videos on YouTube to know what you should do. Man, there is a lot going on, a lot to share. This is a really, really exciting day for multiple reasons. We're going to jump into a lot of that in a bit. And yeah, man, thank y'all so much for watching. I wanted to, first and foremost, man, just thank everybody week in and week out for tuning in. Shout out to anybody in the chat. Matter of fact, if you are watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, peace to you. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to not just like this video, share it, whether it's to your stories, on your page, et cetera, so we can get the word out, get folks to join us on their lunch break, depending on where you are in the world. But yeah, man, thank y'all so much, man. Last week was crazy, on the live and stuff, man, so much support, which leads me to a quick reminder. If you want, it's never mandatory, as I always say. It's never mandatory, but always appreciated. There's a ticker at the bottom that'll let you know how you can do it. You can also do so by clicking the go into the description of this video to support as well. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you say peace. Let us know where you're tuning in from. All that good stuff. Hey, shout out to Joshua McGee, channel MVP out here. Peace, nice afro, my man. Good to see you up in here. Thanks for always tuning in. Joshua says peace. In here from Texas right now, we got Orion Song. Clap it up for Orion Song. Clap it up for all of y'all. But shout out to Orion Song. Yeah, man. Looking forward to finishing that track with you. We should catch up soon, man. Definitely. Hey, peace, Tommy. What's going on? Sub, you look energized. Oh man, thank you. Feeling good, man. It's a good day. It's a good day. So it's a little cloudy on my side of things, but it's a good day nonetheless. We're gonna talk about why in a minute. Peace. What's going on, Frank? What's going on, man? Thanks for tuning in. Another channel MVP. All of y'all are MVPs, but some of y'all have been riding with me a little bit longer than others. So that's all that is about. But shout out to Eric G, my man Warpath. Good to see you up in here. Hey, clap it up. My man Joshua coming through. I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the channel per usual. All right. My fellow Maryland brethren up in here. Shout out to Uncrowned Otaku in the place as well. So, yeah, man, lots to get into. First and foremost, man, I wanted to thank everybody for, the support with the new single. The support has been crazy, man, for You've Grown. It's been doing really, really well. We did get picked up. And when I say we, I'm talking about me and my homie Millen and just the whole team that's been working on the album. For those that don't know, man, this new album, Adultish, even though it is a solo album, there are a lot of contributors, that you'll hear on the album. But there are a lot of people behind the scenes, man, who are working real hard to see this come to light. And so, man, I just want to shout out real quick. Shout out to Tone Deaf, who's mixing, mastering the project. We're going to talk more about the track later. Shout out to Millen, who sings on it and wrote the chorus on the track. Shout out to my wife and my sister Lisa, who inspired the lyrics for the song. Shout out to all of y'all for watching that video too, man. If you missed that video on the channel, be sure to check that out. You can see my sister react to hearing You've Grown for the first time. My wife heard it much sooner, and of course she lives with me, so she heard the through the process. But I surprised my sister with being able to hear the track, man, and it blew her away. And that was a really, really beautiful experience. So yeah, man, thank y'all for the nice comments and everybody who saw that, man. It was a real special day. But yeah. So without further ado, as soon as I get this thing in the background to stop tripping, because it is definitely tripping. Hold on one sec. I know y'all can't see what's going on, but something in the background is not doing what it's supposed to do. And I'm trying to resolve that issue real quick. So hold tight. Let's see. All right. Okay, I think I figured it out. All right, let's see if I can get this loaded properly now. Hey, who else is up in here? Joshua says, love the reaction vid with you and your sis. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. All right. I'm going to try this one more time to see if it's going to let me do this the proper way. All right. In the meantime, in between time, so far we have released, let's see, we've got You've Grown has dropped. We have Reed Richards, and we have No Per Diem 2.0 featuring the homie Mega Ran. Of those 3 singles so far, inquiring minds want to know, man, what's your favorite of those so far? Let me know in the chat. For those of you who've heard all 3 singles from Adultish thus far, let me know which ones you've been keeping in rotation the most. Or maybe you can't pick. You know what I mean? Maybe they're like your kids and you don't want to choose in between them because then it would cause animosity amongst the babies. You know what I'm saying? But if you do have a favorite, I'd love to know why in the chat. And, go ahead and do that. It looks like this thing is working. I'm sorry if looks like the wheels are turning. But yeah, but let me know in the chat which one you're feeling the most so far, or which one you've played the most. All right, and let's see. Yes, I think that worked. Okay. All right, cool. All right, while that loads up. So, reminders for those who don't know. Number one, today, for those who don't know, other than being Friday, it's the first Friday of the month. And if you're a person who uses Bandcamp a lot, you should know that the first Friday a month means that it is Bandcamp Friday. So definitely, man, if you have not followed me on Bandcamp yet, please do so. You can go to substantial.bandcamp.com and be sure to follow me. Now, I will say this. I would say for those of you who are waiting to see what's going to happen with Adultish and the merch for Adultish, hang tight. You don't have to rush to support today. I'm just letting you know to go to my Bandcamp channel and make sure you follow me on Bandcamp if you haven't already. But I'm going to tell you right now, the first week of April, there's going to be a lot happening on my Bandcamp channel. That's when I plan to launch certain merch, because I should have certain things in hand by then, in terms of the merchandise, like the shirts, hats, and things like that. So that should be arriving. Stickers will be here, things of that nature. And also my goal because, we're going to dive more into Adultish later, but my goal is to launch pre-orders for Adultish on Bandcamp that first Friday in April. So stay tuned for that. I'll keep y'all posted, and I'll break down later on why that's going to be the launch of the pre-order date. All right, let's go to the chat real quick. Would it be crazy to say I've only listened to them one each, trying to save myself for the full course dinner? That is what's up. I am not mad at all about that, right? Because I know there are hardcore fans like you that literally play albums through and through. Of course, people revisit their favorite tracks, but I absolutely get it. I know a ton of people who do the same thing. They see the singles, they check it out, like, yeah, that's dope, but I ain't gonna wear it out yet because I'm waiting for it all to come together. And let me just tell you, man, and I know we're talking about Adultish a lot already, but the consensus behind the scenes for my peers and a few people who are fans, who I actually work with, who've heard it, all are saying the same thing. They're all saying it's my best record, which I'm trying to take with a grain of salt. Like, man, thank you. I appreciate that. And trying to be cool about it, because until it's out and the consensus from the majority of people who listen to it feel the same, it's just, people's opinions. But yeah, man. And as much as folks are blown away by the 3 tracks they've heard, yeah, like it's so much more coming. But we're going to talk about it more a bit later. Peace. What's going on, Early? Good to see you up here. Clap it up for my brother from another mother, my man Early Bird up in this joint. All right. Same boat as Joshua. Not mad at that at all. Reed Richards will be on Adultish, and it is one of the best I've heard in a long time. Wow. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Glad you're feeling that joint. We got to pace ourselves, brother. I am not mad. I'm not mad. But again, one last reminder before I keep it moving, because I'm going to spend some time to talk about some music other than mine when we get ready to move on right now. But Bandcamp Friday is today. Bare minimum. I'm not asking anyone to go on Bandcamp and spend any money on me. There are lots of other dope artists you can go support. Go support my man Marcus D, who has new music out that dropped, I think, a few weeks ago. You can support him. Check some of his stuff out. Make sure you support the homie Malcolm Jackson. Support Stephanie Gale. My man Tone Deaf has dropped some dope stuff over the past few months. Check him out as well. Yeah, man, all the homies, man. What was it? Hypnot Records and the other guys, support those brothers. Shout out to the homie Millen. I can't remember if Millen set up his Bandcamp yet. If he didn't, I'm gonna go scream on him. But yeah, man, definitely tons of people that I've worked with over the years. Go check them out. Early Bird, if you have a Bandcamp, by all means, please drop your Bandcamp link in the chat. But yeah, man, support my fam, man, because they do an amazing job in supporting me, even when they don't have to. They never have to, but they choose to. So please extend that support to my fam. But all I ask is those of you who have not followed me on Bandcamp yet, please do so. Substantial.bandcamp.com. All right, let's keep it moving. On to other things. All right, bow. This is what I've been dying to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. And we're gonna talk about this for a minute. But I got a new album featuring you coming out next Friday. There it is. All right, so support my brother Early Bird. All right, so enough of me. Let's talk about one of my favorite rap groups all time. I will be the first to admit, I don't know how much I've talked about De La. I know if they come up in conversation, whenever they've come up in conversation in my presence, I have a lot to say. But for those who don't know, they've been one of my favorite rap groups since I was young. I've heard every one of their records, own most of their records. And yeah, man, still got some of their cassettes in this area behind me. But yeah, man, congratulations to De La Soul, because today you can officially stream their entire catalog on all streaming platforms. So clap it up for De La Soul. Rest in peace to the brother Dave, Trugoy, the dove in the background of this photo. Rest in peace to him. But congratulations to them. Again, they are one of my favorite groups. And I'll be the first to tell you, man, like, if you don't know, like, if you're a person who supports A lot of jazz hop artists or jazz rap artists, depending on how you want to word it. You know, like a lot of us pull inspiration from native tongues. You know what I mean? Pete Rock, CL Smooth, as well, and many other artists such as like Stetsasonic. And so how all that connects is Stetsasonic had a brother named Prince Paul who went on to produce the first two De La Soul albums, which for a lot of people, those records, for most people in hip hop who are familiar with De La Soul, those were groundbreaking records. And so salute to Prince Paul, for producing 3 Feet High and Rising, which is a classic album. And then for De La Soul to follow up with De La Soul is Dead, which is a crazy follow up. Some of my favorite tracks from those albums, just off the top of my head without looking at the joints now. De La Soul is Dead. There's a Peace Porch, that joint. Saturday, a roller skating jam called Saturday. That joint is one of my favorites. What's the joint? Hey, how you doing? Sorry you can't get through. That joint, oh my God. So many joints, man. What's the joint? Biddy's in the BK Lounge. That's another crazy joint from that album. And then their first album, of course, the opening track 3, that's the magic number. And Potholes in My Lawn, which is crazy. I think one joint I missed from the De La Soul is Dead, Oodles or O's. That joint is hard. That bass line, it's sick. But yo, shout out to De La. One thing, yeah, man. Hey, see, Early know what's up. Old heads, bear with us old heads for a minute. I will say this, for those of you fans that's in the chat who are a bit younger than me and Early, if you have not listened to De La Soul like that, rather than starting from the beginning, I know most people tell you start from the beginning and work your way up. If you're not a person who listens to a ton of late 80s to early 90s hip hop, I would say start from their most recent album and then work your way backwards, because De La Soul has aged like fine wine. They are arguably the best rap group in terms of consistency in hip hop. Like their growth in the albums they've been able to make in their latter years. I honestly, and listen, man, I'll debate anybody who wants to. I honestly feel like some of their later albums are actually far better than their early work. And a lot of legends don't always get to say that. But De La, you can make a great case for that. This album called The Grind Date, which was the album before the anonymous Nobody, which is the one they kickstarted. That The Grind Date is probably top to bottom their best record, track for track. Like almost everything on there is complete fire. Like the album is an inferno. The production, the lyrics, yeah, man, so many. It's just body bag, son. Like you know what I mean? Like I still play a lot of the tracks from that record. I probably play more songs from that particular album than any other album of theirs. Rock Cocaine Flow with Doom is on that joint. They got the joint with Ghostface on there. Oh man, oh my God, what's the one joint? The opening joint where Plug One says, "Raise your guns or your glasses. Either way, there'll be a toast in the air." Also, lyrically, De La has been sick forever. Another great album of theirs, Stakes is High. That's that record right there, man. Amazing record. Then hey, where the ladies at? And then It's So Easy, another crazy joint off there. Of course, the title track, Stakes is High. Super MCs. Yo, Balloon Mind State is another great record from them. That's a joint with Break of Dawn and a lot of other classic tracks. Man, I could go on forever. I'm going to stop. But if you know, oh, here we go. Tommy says, if you love hip hop, you know De La's first 4 albums versus any artist's first 4, they're as good or better. Super facts, facts upon facts. Let the church say amen, amen. All right. But yeah, man, I'm a super fan of De La. I was really, really heartbroken when we lost Dave. I'm not gonna speak on it too much because I will tear up. I probably cried for like 2 days straight. I did a little post about it that some of y'all saw. But yeah, man, they're one of my favorite groups, and they're really, really important to artists like me. You don't have artists like me without artists like them, because they made it okay to be different. They showed there wasn't this one way. There wasn't one way to be black. There wasn't one way to be a hip hop artist. They branched out. These dudes came out around the same time NWA came out, and they were vastly different. And there was space in hip hop for both of them, and that was beautiful, man. Because I could relate to what I heard in NWA's albums, and then I could relate to De La too. Because I was a kid that I felt like, in terms of who I was more like De La, But then in terms of the environment that I lived in and the people that I spent my spent my time with in my neighborhood when I wasn't in school, it was more NWA than it was De La. You know what I'm saying? So I just love that I had that at that time. You know what I mean? Like I had both. And the quote, Plug One, who quoted Q-Tip, and he was like, "Black is black." You know what I mean? And yeah, man, I love them dudes. Yeah, I'm gonna stop. I feel myself. Yeah, man. But salute to De La Soul. Super happy for them. I've been blowing up the catalog all morning. But yeah, man, I just wanted to take a minute to honor those brothers and shout out their amazing catalog and all of that. Yeah, my eyes glazing over. I'm gonna stop. But yeah, man, best live show I've ever seen too. Goody Mob opened and they killed it too. That's what's up. Yeah, man. I had the opportunity, thanks to Kokai, I had the opportunity to open up for De La at this place called The Reach, which is connected to the Kennedy Center. It's the outdoor area of the Kennedy Center. So shout out to Kokai for giving me the opportunity to rock with him and open for Pharoah Monch and De La Soul. Salute to them dudes, man. Seriously. Always dope to listen to your favorite rapper give props to his favorites. Oh, man. I appreciate the love. Yeah, man. R.I.P. Dave. Both his verses on It's So Easy are classic. Super facts. Facts upon facts. I love how Paz knew to step aside to let him shine. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Nah, those two, man, they're probably one of the best balanced groups ever in terms of MCs or whatever. I know there's a ton of people who like Paz more, but Dave, man, Dave was no slouch. Both of them, just so many bars, man, so many bars. That subtle dopeness, dope without effort. How come it took so long for them to be allowed to stream? Great question. So let me educate y'all real quick. Sample clearance issues were a part of it, yes. But the other part of it was there were unresolved issues with Tommy Boy Records due to problems they had with sampling early on. And Tommy Boy, until certain issues were resolved, they just basically refused to release the catalog. Some songs from their catalog were licensed to other projects, and that's why you were able to hear like some of their bigger records on streaming platforms. But yeah, man, a lot of it was because of the sample clearance issues early on, but largely the stubbornness of Tommy Boy to really work with them. And like a lot of artists, man, unfortunately, that go into the mainstream, usually their first deal that they sign is the worst deal they sign. Your first deal is your worst deal because you don't have leverage yet, So and they've been on Tommy Boy for the vast majority of their career. I think up until the last AOI album was on Tommy Boy, and then from then on, it's a company out of the UK. I forget the name of the label, but they put that Grind Day album out on a label based in the UK in their on the urban part of their label. And then AOI Records was formed to release Anonymous Nobody, which of course, sorry about that, which of course they funded on Kickstarter. You know what I mean? So yeah. De La got along too, unlike Pete Rock, CL Smooth, Tip, and Fife. Yeah, man, for sure. RIP to Fife. Yeah, De La, man. One of my favorite lines from De La is we De La to the death, or at least until we break up. You know what I mean? And I'm so happy they never parted ways, man, because they're so dope together. Salute to Maceo too, man. Like Maceo, like, you know, I love groups where like, nah, fam, we got a DJ. You know what I mean? And our DJ is an important role. You know, plays an important part to our group. Maceo is rapped on tracks. Maceo has solo joints on some of their albums, man. So salute again, you know. But yeah, all right. Hey, let's address this comment real quick before we keep it moving. Hey, I've only started listening to your music recently, learned about you through Nujabes, and I'm absolutely loving your work. Keep it up, man. Hey, man, thank you so much. Clap it up. Welcome. You know what I mean? Welcome. I hope you are enjoying hanging here on the channel with us, man. I do this every Friday, and thank you so much for listening to the music. I have a ridiculous amount of music available for over 400 plus songs on streaming platforms. And quite frankly, within the next 2 years, I'll likely have over 500 because of different collabs and then releasing some of these instrumentals, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot of music out there. And that doesn't even include everything I'm featured on. If you add the stuff I'm featured on, it's well over somewhere between 500, 600 songs out there that I've done in my 20 plus years in the biz. So thank you for discovering the music. Rest in peace to my brother Nujabes. All right. Trying to heart react and it's doing the opposite. Orlando, hey, what's up, old super? How you feeling, man? Good to see you up in here, brother. All right, it's all love. All right, welcome to the family. Yes, there you go. Clap it up for the newbies in here, man. I'm always happy to see the base growing. New people discovering the music. I'm always grateful. All right, but let's keep it moving. Yeah, let's talk events now. We spent a little time celebrating and reminiscing on De La, but let's talk upcoming events. So, a couple quick things. Let me talk about some that I don't. 2 events that are going on. And when I say events, these aren't traditional events with performances. So one thing that's happening, I'm doing a interview with Brown Girl Interrupted, who has a YouTube channel called Pain to Power. Well, she has a podcast that she does called Pain to Power. And so I will be featured on that this Sunday. There's more info. There's a link to her actual channel in the description of this video. So be sure to go ahead and subscribe to her channel so you don't miss that. That is happening on Sunday evening at about 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a moment. Clap it up for my sister from another mister, Stephanie Gale, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Phone screen is broken and it's all good. All love, family. Yes, indeed. Nah, thank you. All right. Glad you're here. I'm not biased, but the guy on the screen is nice. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Chilling, going to pick up my daughter. Hey, that's what's up. Girl dads in the building. We got a couple girl dads in here. I see y'all. You know what I mean? Salute. Yeah, man. Hey, Steph, if you haven't watched the episode from last week, you should definitely tune in. There was a whole lot of love for you here. All right. But yeah, so again, man, matter of fact, shout out to Steph because she actually introduced me to the sister who I will be doing the live with. So again, her information for her channel is in the description of this video. It's her YouTube channel is Brown Girl Interrupted. You can catch our interview live. Yeah, man, and that'll be great. All right, 1 second. Hold the presses, ladies and gentlemen. We got some more support coming through. Good money, Nat. Hey, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the channel. Clap it up for them, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Thank you. All right. Steph says, my bad. My bad for last week. I was on Amtrak to NYC at the time. All good. She out here traveling, you know what I'm saying, being fancy, doing her thing, you know, out here enjoying her birthday and stuff. How dare you? It's like, nah. All right, let's see. I just listened to every album released between 2001 and 2014. Wow. And loved each one. Can't wait to listen to the rest. Man, oh man, thank you so much, first and foremost. I'm biased, of course, but I feel like 2017 on, like, I mean, yeah, man, all of that stuff is I'm really proud of all of it. But I feel like 2017, I started to unlock something, at least that's how I feel personally. And I really feel like I started to make significant leaps in terms of my writing. And then also after that period is when you start, from 2017 on is when you start to hear more of my produced tracks, the stuff I produce myself. Fun fact, too, if you didn't know, for those of you who are the hardcore fans who didn't know, if you listen to projects like Sacrificial Lambs and my crazy mixtape, Substantial Evidence, shout out to DJ Deep in You. If you know, you know. If you listen to those two projects, you can actually hear some of my early production, like tracks I produced that people didn't know I produced. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, definitely enjoy. I'm excited for the journey. That's what's up. Thanks for all the love, everyone. It's most definitely felt through and through. That's what's up. Yep, our boy keeps getting better. I'm trying to age like fine wine out here. You know what I mean? Thank you, bro. I appreciate the love. But back to these events. So remember, this Sunday, that is the interview that I'm doing live on YouTube with Brown Girl Interrupted. Again, shout out to Steph for the link. So that's happening Sunday. This Tuesday, again, the info is in the description of the video. This Tuesday, I will be doing, come on, bring it home. Oh, I'll be doing WPFW. I'll be live on the radio with the homie Mozzie of Words, Beats, and Life. And I'll be doing an interview talking about the music business, in particular contracts and stuff like that. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about upcoming projects on the music side of things, but I'm largely going to be there because it's more like a talk show that is focused around the business of art and music. So definitely tune in for that. That should be really dope. It's happening live on the air if you're in the DMV, and you should be able to go to WPFW's website to tune in live online. I believe they're actually going to capture the video on Zoom as well. So some of you who miss it live might be able to watch it later via Words, Beats, and Life YouTube channel. I'll confirm and post info when I get it. All right. But thanks again. Let's see. All right. Go back to the chat. Hello. What's going on? Drew, peace. What's going on, family? Hip hop's best kept secret. Hey, you know. Happy belated again to Steph. Yes, indeed. Sub ain't even hit his prime yet, son. Oh, man. I appreciate it. From your lips to God's ears. All right. Without You is still one of my all-time favorite sub-produced tracks. Steph, you a real one. See, Steph be reading liner notes. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, sis. Appreciate that. Honestly, I never knew you produced Without You. That makes me like it even more. That's what's up. Nah, I appreciate that. Thanks for the love. All right. Let's see. Okay. Other events. So now Monday, I will be doing a master class at the Pocket that is put on by Seven Drum City. Definitely come out if you are in the area. It's going to be a lot of gems, free game. Come get this wisdom. Look at all this wisdom. Come get it. Yeah, man, it's going to be a great event. I can't wait to, I'm always excited, man, just to chop it up with artists from my community and stuff and do what I can to help and just make sure that folks have information to make better decisions with their career so they can monetize what they do in a way that's sustainable. So if you're available or you know artists in this area, definitely encourage them to come through. The event is free $99. It costs you nothing but time. Just come through. So that is going on Monday, this coming Monday. All right. So on that note, we got one more event. I've been keeping this under wraps. We've talked about the possibility of it here on the show, and I'm happy to inform you all that Substantial Live from Home is going to return March 31st. Clap it up for that. So yeah, man, I've thought about this a lot, and here's where I am with it, right? So yeah, man, my reason for bringing it back is, one, you all asked about it, and it's something I definitely considered. Even with things opening back up, the fact of the matter is, you know, even before things became what they became with the pandemic, truth of the matter is, it's always been a bit challenging for me to get booked not just for tours, sometimes even for like individual shows. Because truth of the matter is, I have a global fan base that is very spread out. There are very few cities in the world where like thousands of my fans exist, right? Like it's in most places, you know, in terms of fans that would actually be willing to come out to see me, not just to see me at a Nujabes tribute or just to see me because, you know, I'm on the bill with like 5 of their other favorite artists. Like if I get a show when I'm headlining and there's 2 openers that they don't know, I'm, you know, certain kind of passive fans, they're not going to show up. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of you know this for a fact, that a lot of you live in places where a large amount of the people who are around you they're not necessarily familiar with my music. So it makes it difficult for people to come out with you to a show. And so I'm well aware of this. So my plan is this: I'm gonna keep doing what I can to get stuff booked. I can't guarantee that there's gonna be a full-on tour for Adultish, although I'm gonna do my best to see what I can pull together. But look, I'm telling y'all straight up, touring is extremely expensive, and you know, in terms of the expenses necessary to be covered, it's not necessarily worth my time. A lot of times, I make more by staying home and working on new music or doing things online. Because fact of the matter, more of my fan base can congregate here online at a certain point of time to see a thing than sometimes in person. Because again, you know, we get large numbers when it's a bill that's put together and it's someone other than me, right? Like, or not other than me, but someone along with me versus, you know, me by myself. So I recognize that I'm not out here pretending like it's anything other than it is. But I'm excited about the fact that, like, yo, over these past years, doing the live from home has been an amazing experience. A lot of my fans who've never had the opportunity to see me perform live in their city have gotten to see me perform live online. And then the dopest part is we get to have a Q&A after, where a lot of you get to engage with me for a certain period of time, get questions answered that, like, a lot of times, you know, you might not get the chance to do that in person. You know, something's going on and maybe I got to step away and you got to leave, and then we don't get to meet, we don't get to take pictures, all of that. So, you know, I really enjoyed doing it. It seemed like you all have really enjoyed doing it. So it's only right we bring it back. One of the things I am going to bring back too is features. You know, now that things have opened up, like you know, for the local artists who are in the area who are able to come through, they're going to get invited to come through and perform. So some of them will be frequent collaborators. Others will be people I'm friends with who maybe live in different places. And I'm going to open the opportunity up for them to perform here on the channel. And so, yeah, man, y'all do me a favor and let me know who some of the people you would love to see. I'll definitely keep it in mind, and I'll put the list together. Of course, Stephanie is one of those people. That's why I left them flame emojis up whole time. But, yeah, man, so there it is. All right, peace. What's going on, Soul Tiger? Good to see you. I'm glad to see the excitement in the chat. All right. Word. Let's see. Wish I wasn't late logging in, but glad to be here. No worries, no worries. All right. Yeah, man. So again, Substantial Live from Home will be coming back at the end of the month. So yeah, man, that I think is it for events now. I am close to confirming a convention that is happening in Virginia in August. Once that is confirmed, I'll give y'all info on that. That's a ways away, but yeah, man, excited nonetheless. But on that note, it's time to get into some music. Now, I know some of y'all are confused when you saw it. Y'all like, new music. Y'all know, I stay busy. Like, and when I mean busy, busy, right? So there are songs that I've recorded a while ago that are now starting to drop. One of them actually dropped last Friday. And then the other one dropped, I think, in the middle of this week. So what I'm about to do right now is give y'all a chance to hear both. So give me 1 second. Hold on. All right, cool. Let's get these joints queued up. I think I already got them. Hold on. Yes. All right. Bet. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get the music going. So, let's bring this up on the screen. So, 2 new joints coming up for you. All right, let's see if I can make this a little bit different. We'll put it there for now. So 2 new joints. One track is it's basically produced by Tribe of Zamar. That's the one with the woman on the cover. And then the other one is produced by an artist named Mattis. All right. Both tracks are pretty dope. If you go to the description of this video, there is a playlist on Spotify called Substantial Collaborations, which it has at this time, it has 8 songs in it. So 8 collabs I've done so far this year, including these two songs. One is an old collab that recently became available. That's Power Cypher by Godzilla. Of course, the joint with Komachi and Uyama, Keep On, is on there. Another song I did with Tribe of Zamar called Broken is on that playlist. Don't Dim Your Light with Early Bird is on there. Uganda Fire is also featured on the playlist. And You've Grown, because technically that is a collab, even though it is on my album. So yeah, man, those are the joints thus far. But let's get into this new music. Hold on, a little activity in the chat. Folks, don't be afraid to dress up from the live from home. That's hilarious. Hey, man, what I want y'all to start doing when we do the live from home, right? I want some folks to take pictures and post them in your chats. You know what I'm saying? Like, of you watching the live from home. Like, post your outfit, what you're drinking. You know what I'm saying? With a little shot of the screen. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you get ready for the live from home? I want to know. You know what I'm saying? But that is hilarious, yo. All right. So let's get into this music. All right, let's get this joint popping. Hold up. Okay. All right, here we go. So we're going to set it off right now with the first track that we're going to play. This is the one that just came out. It's called This Journey. Let me know if y'all hear it well. Oh, hold on. I know why you can't hear it. Hold on. When you think you did something, but you didn't. Here we go. Again, this is This Journey by Mattis featuring Substantial.
Yeah. I'm from a time when your loved ones be hating, and those that keep you waiting are often the most impatient. Pops told me you're no artist and often drew his conclusions. Pointed out more problems than he will offer solutions. The ones that see you as special are quick to tell you you're not. And remember your mistakes while the good you done is forgotten. Saying let go of the past while holding a grudge against you. Demanding your respect but won't hesitate to offend you. Dismiss you as sensitive but then blow up without regard to who they actually injured or leave permanently scarred. On God, sometimes it feel like I get more love from strangers. Realizing in the way my folks regarded me from danger. Got an ego check that didn't bounce upon deposit. Then chose to find the value in the ridicule of arguments. Question all of it, and then I chose to look for God in it. Arduous is the journey, and good and bad are a part of it.
Some are blinded by the light, but see clear in the dark. Struggle day and night, but adhere to this spark. Prepare for the fight, let it ready to embark on this journey. On this journey. Some are blinded by the light, but see clear in the dark. Struggle day and night, but adhere to this spark. Prepare for the fight, let it ready to embark on this journey. On this journey called life.
Doubt lived in my mind rent free without a lease. Enough weight to crush spines and undermine beliefs. Felt like I traveled forever before I found my peace. Made the effort but never could find it in the streets. Sometimes the greatest gems require one to mine, and I find that ironic. It was mine the whole time. In the light I couldn't see it, but it illuminates the dark. My inkwell had to be filled before my quill could make a mark. When others pour into me, I use it to write our future. Put us in positions we never been in like Kama Sutra. Cause I'm a shooter of stars. Beyond this mission of ours. Didn't hit Icarus, but went ridiculously far. And fam couldn't see it, but I show them. Even though they struggle to believe it, I still owe them. Cause they chose to ride with me long before this moment. Held it together, I ain't even know when I was broken. So much more than the token became the gem I was seeking. Know it feel like I'm preaching, but I'm more beacon than deacon. Make the most of the journey, regardless of rhyme and reason. Cause you're the last to know when your show's in this final season. The end.
Travel light, enjoy the ride. It's been hard, but we're alright. Push forward, put your fear aside. You'll be alright, we'll be alright. Some are blinded by the light, but see clear in the dark. Struggle day and night, but adhere to they spark. Prepare for the fight, now they're ready to embark on this journey, on this journey. Some are blinded by the light, but see clear in the dark. Struggle day and night, but adhere to they spark. Prepare for the fight, now they're ready to embark on this journey, on this journey. Some are blinded by the light, but see clear in the dark. Struggle day and night, but adhere to they spark. Prepare for the fight, now they're ready to embark on this journey, on this journey. Some are blinded by the light, but see clear in the dark. Struggle day and night, but adhere to they spark. Prepare for the fight, now they're ready to embark on this journey called life.
Yeah. Once again, that track, the cover that is on your left, This Journey, featuring Substantial, produced by Mattis. I can't remember where in Europe he's from, but European producer, super talented. He's also an engineer as well. Glad y'all are digging that, man. Shout out to all of y'all. The love in the chat is crazy, man. I really, yeah, when I wrote that, man, it's like I wrote it and then sent it to the brother. He approved it, all of that, and took a while for him to get it back, get the mix back. As far as when this drops, it's out right now. It's officially on all streaming platforms. So definitely look out for that. Again, that playlist that I mentioned that has all my collaborations, I do it every year. I organize every collab that is available on streaming platforms into one playlist, and you can find that on Spotify right now. I think I haven't added it to the YouTube one yet, but I'll be sure to add it to my YouTube collabs playlist as well for the year. But yeah, man, shout out to Matt. He's really talented brother. But yeah, man, those lyrics, you know, stuff like that's not easy to write. I mean, I write a lot of personal stuff, but it's never easy. And when you forget you write it and then you listen back to it, like, man, I had a moment. I was like, damn, oh shit. Because, yo, that you know, it's really how I feel about these things. And it's challenging. And Steph, when she was like, yo, I can resonate with it. I can relate. I know you can. Like, you know, the journey of a lot of artists and people who are just different. You're walking a path that a lot of people, you know, that most people will never walk. And you know, and a lot of people, unfortunately, have to walk this path alone. And it can be challenging, man, you know, but we love those folks regardless, even the ones who sometimes make the path a bit more difficult because they don't understand, not because they hate you. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, glad y'all are feeling it. Thank y'all for listening. So we got one more, another, got it on my Spotify like list and downloaded. My man, appreciate you, man. Clap it up once again for Joshua. You know what I mean? All right, and all of y'all, man, for listening and showing love. I'm glad y'all are enjoying the joint. So let's get into this next song. Song 2 of the day. This next joint, the one with the woman on the cover with the headphones, this joint right here is called The Right Mood. Again, that is The Right Mood, and it is produced by Tribe of Zamar. For those who forgot, Tribe of Zamar, they're the same ones that produced the track I did called Broken, that I played a while back on the show. Both of those songs are on the playlist. And let's get ready to play this joint. I just realized it wasn't a ticker like the other one. It's all good. Let's see real quick. Another. I got you. The cover on the right is beautiful. No doubt. No doubt. The artist definitely did their thing. Subport MVP. I appreciate you. How did you say it, Sub? Can't have a testimony until you test it. Absolutely, 100%. Shout out to my church folk. You know what I mean? Church folk got the best quotes, man. Like, straight up. All right, so let's get into it. All right. This one, again, is called The Right Mood. It is by Tribe of Zamar. All right.
I heard you looking for the right mood. Something you can chill and dim the lights too.
This is streaming everywhere right now.
Before it fades away, fresh off the press like it was made today. Just for you, so you ain't gotta change a thing. I heard you looking for the right mood. I guess you know when it strikes you. Something you can chill and dim the lights too. If you find the right groove, then you might move. Before it fades away, fresh off the press like it was made today. Just for you, so you ain't gotta change a thing. When the mood's right, you know you can't stay away. I'm somewhere at the corner of elegance and bravado. Across the street from scholars and bakers hugging the bottle. Hit the bottom, it's empty, they thought that they'd find a message. Well, I'm next door to dealers and ex-cons with ethics. Educators that still navigating their life lessons. Believers that despite all they effort won't find heaven. I'm somewhere in the mix trying to find where I belong. Hoping somebody finds something that helps in one of my songs. Maybe that piece of pie I'm chasing's the peace of mind I'm waiting on. Tap my full potential life savior. Way beyond my humble beginnings and new horizons. Trumpets fill my days that used to be filled with sirens. I'm lying, they never stop, guess I'm defiant. Drown terror with background noise till it was silent. Now I'm cuffing these beats, my flows keep them compliant. Study the art of spitting, understood the assignment. To keep them both in perfect alignment. You see me shining, whether heated or chilling. Providing the perfect climate's a must. Leaving impressions on every soul and mic that I touch. And learn to value all the little things in life just as much as the milestones. Many miles flown, still the greatest journey I've taken is the ride home. Man, y'all don't hear me. Is this mic on? I'm trying to stay grounded when flying through different time zones. In search of the right move. We all know when it strikes you. Something you can chill and dim the lights too. If you find the right groove, then you might move. Before it fades away, fresh off the press like it was made today. Just for you, so you ain't gotta change a thing. When the mood's right, you know you can't stay away. No, 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 no. Still gotta find the right move. I'm sure you know when it strikes you. A little something that them the lights too.
Yeah. Another one. Yeah, man. Shout out to Tribe of Zamar on that one. That is completely live instruments. Like no samples in that. Everything you heard in that track was played live. Your voice over jazzy beats are like peanut butter with jelly. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, fam. Oh, yeah. This is getting added to my Drive to Work playlist immediately. That's what's up. Cowboy Bebop vibes. Chat digging this. That's what's up. I appreciate it. Another great joint, bro. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Beautiful track. Thank you, sis. I feel like I need a glass of wine with this. Right. Right. How can you consistently make so much good music for so long and it only gets better? Wow, man. Thank you, first and foremost. Yeah, I mean, I'm a firm believer. I really dedicate my life to being a lifetime learner. And I'm just trying to, I feel like, though, I think the one thing that confused me when I was younger, when I listened to artists, that I grew up listening to, and when some of them, not all of them, but some of them would fall off and it sounded like they would lose a step. I didn't understand that, right? Because although I know that in hip hop, there's some artists that treat it they treat what they do like sport. And in sport, it's, I understand why people fall off, right? Like, because physically it's more difficult to do what you were doing when you were younger at the level that you did it. Where, largely, if I take care of my voice, right, I stay consistent with certain breathing exercises, stay in decent shape, not even the best of shape, but just in decent enough shape where I could stand up in front of a microphone and do what I do. The rest is really just, it's really just taking care of like my mind, you know what I mean? Working on my clarity in terms of not so much in what I'm like in the words I'm speaking, but more so like just articulating certain points and ideas and my truth, you know what I mean? So in my opinion, when that's the focus, you should be able to just grow in your craft consistently. Like when I look at somebody like DL, he's another one that I feel like for as long as he's been doing it, man, he only gets better. And De La is another one. So, another group that I look at that way. So that's, I really just approach it a certain way, and I make sure every week I spend a certain amount of time writing, producing and stuff like that. So, I'm just constantly working those muscles, those artistic muscles, so to speak, and to grow. So thank you for that comment, man. I'm doing what I can. All right, appreciate the love. That was beautiful. The flow instrumental is so smooth. Yeah, I'm going to tell the artist, man, I'm going to ask him if he's planning to drop it as an instrumental as well, because I think that will work to his benefit. I know you don't like being stuck in one type of music, but you and these type of tracks are always great, like Andre said. Yeah, no doubt, man. And I completely get it. And, I think as an artist, I'm well aware of that, and I know that the audience likes that. And I can consistently do those type of tracks when the opportunity pops up, because I like doing those type of tracks. I just don't want to be stuck only doing those type of tracks. Because there's a lot that I'm capable of. And as an artist, like I want to be able, to use the different muscles and skill sets that I've developed. And, unfortunately, there are producers in that lane that are like, that have certain limitations, and they really only make it one type of way. So when I make it, like I kind of explore different, different ways to approach it. And I'm constantly trying to help the sound evolve and grow myself, So I love that sound, but it can do more, right? And so yeah, man, I appreciate you though. You ain't got to be humble. Here you go. Go ahead and embellish. Oh man, substantial. If Second Wind were a person, wow, I like that. You're definitely the most consistent rapper I've ever listened to. It's amazing how you've been making good music for more than 20 years, man. Thank you. Listen, when I did the song Mr. Consistent, I wasn't just saying it to to sound cool. You know what I mean? Let's see. Makes sense. In my opinion, Funky DL is like the London version of you with this music. Listen, DL actually came out before I did, so to honor and respect my brother, I'm going to say maybe I'm the U.S. version of him. You know what I mean? We'll flip it. How about that? Because that's my big brother in this, man. Salute to that brother. All right. Is the Komachi track going to be on the album? It's not going to be on my album. I'm not sure if it's going to be on one of her projects or not, but I will ask when I speak to her. All right. Warpath, it's a beautiful and phenomenal thing to witness it firsthand. Thank you, sis. I appreciate that. All right. So we have talked about a lot, and there's still more to cover. So before we continue, though, quick reminder for those who don't know and somehow missed it, You've Grown, my new single from my upcoming album, Adultish, is out now on all streaming platforms. It is doing really well, as I mentioned before, thanks to you all keeping it in rotation. It got picked up by Spotify's Orbit playlist and has been doing really well. It debuted at number 7 on that particular playlist. And it's getting a lot of love, man. And if you haven't watched that video of my sister reacting to it, I definitely recommend checking that out. Some heartwarming stuff. Hey, that EP with DL is among my favorite pieces of Sub's catalog. Wow, thank you. I appreciate that. I had a good time working on that with DL. Another. Yeah, man. But yeah, I just wanted to remind y'all again, the link for You've Grown is actually in the it's in the description of this video. So definitely check it out if you haven't already, man. The song is doing really well. Look, I'm going to put this out here now, and I'm going to keep reminding y'all before the time of year gets here. But what I want to see and what I'm hoping to do is during, during graduation season, or anytime there's something in your family's life to celebrate, like in terms of like someone's growth, whether it was a promotion, whatever it is, man, I'm trying to make this the go-to song to celebrate people's growth. And I understand that it's not a platinum single that the world's going to know. But part of the way we make this song become bigger is by using it for moments like that. You know what I mean? So I'm going to do what I can to keep pushing this song because I feel like it's an important song. It's a song that, like, based on the feedback that I've gotten from some of you all. Let me take that down. The feedback that I've gotten from some of you all lets me know that it's really, really resonating with people. And yeah, man, I'm grateful. I'm eternally grateful for the love that people have been showing. But definitely, if you haven't checked it out already, be sure to do that. I ain't going to play it today unless we got more than 3 or 4 people in the chat right now who tell me, yo, I haven't heard it, son. You should run it right now. So you let me know in the chat. I'm going to pause it for a second before I jump away. If you're in the chat right now and you have not heard You've Grown, let me know. If we get at least 4 or 5 people who say they haven't heard it, or enough people to be like, you know what, you should run that joint back, son. I will run it back right now before we get into the big news of the day. All right. Hold on, quick comment. Video of you and your sis was great. Yeah, man, thank you, man. And I appreciate that comment you said early where you were like, this was better than a music video. And yo, I agree. Like being able to capture moments like that, I feel like are sometimes do a lot better in like helping other people connect with the track when they see like the impact that it has on the people who've heard it or the people it's written for. So all right, we got one person saying to run You've Grown. If I can get 3 more confirmations, either from people who have not heard the song or for people who just want me to run it right now, I will run it. I got it queued up. You just say the word, son. You know what I'm saying? Get these fat fingers, boom, 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 banging it out, son. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. But again, quick shout outs real quick. Shout out to Jonathan Smalls, who played bass on You've Grown. Shout out to Tone, who played additional synth and also mixed and mastered the track. Shout out to Marcus D. Well, we got 2 people saying go ahead and run it. Hold on. Arav has said, I've probably streamed it 50 times in the past week, and I wouldn't mind listening one more again. I remixed how you ended it, but yeah, straight fire. All right, thank you. Man, run it. I think that is enough. Man, real quick, add a personal video at the end for whatever the situation, be it someone graduation or promotion, personalize it for a small fee. I would pay. Hey, man, look. Yeah, I got some ideas. I'm already planning to hit up a couple TikTokers I know to help me create content to help get the song out a bit more when May comes around and graduations are getting ready to start. So yeah, we're definitely not done promoting that song, although the next single's right around the corner. So tune in next week because I'm gonna give y'all a preview of what the next single is going to be. And yeah, it's a doozy. It's a doozy. So everybody said run it. I'm gonna run it. Here we go. Let's get into some more music. Ladies and gentlemen, for the 11th time, You've Grown by me, produced by me, featuring Millen, amazing vocalist with additional instrumentation from Tone Deaf and the homie Jonathan Smalls, and features a sample from the Omega Music Library by my brother from another mother, Marcus D. But yeah, okay, we got somebody who hasn't heard it yet. One more again, all right, for me and my friend. That's what's up. Wow, hey man, I appreciate that love, supporting since middle, man. Wow, that's what's up. All right, so here we go. For those who have not heard it, and for those who want to hear it again, this is You've Grown.
How much you've grown, how much you've grown. So proud, look how much you have grown. So proud, look how much you have grown. So proud, look how much you have grown. So proud, keep going. So proud, keep going. Time slipping through our hands like an hourglass as it trickles sand. Struggling to meet all of like the man's. Ain't no guarantee, still make time to plan. Remember our dream, you birth a little stand. Better yet, God gave me 3 of you. Travel way beyond where it all began. Never let the distance get between us two. Grew from a black sheep to a black queen. Black excellence looking good on you. From black dress to direct thing. Doing things you were scared you never do. Relate a message like a track team. You reflect who you're attracting. Watch you rise up like Maxine. Stranger things I struggle make a better you. I salute you. You put in work and never put your worth in how another person views you. You put your heart in every work of art and keep your family part of what you do. A queen born in Queens like a king's, but in real life, y'all who knew? Glad I shot my shot like doo. Now we paired up like Bluetooth. I'm so amazed at who you are. Who would have seen us come this far? You have grown, so proud, look how much you have grown, so proud, look how much you have grown, so proud, keep going, so proud, keep growing. Hey Lee, wish I had a time machine to show you younger you what you're accomplishing daily. In spite of what the cost is, all your losses, second grandchild, second baby. You grew to be the queen of second chances and advancing no matter what they see. No buts or no ifs as it may be. Surviving from things that will break me. Went from GED to burning through your third degree. A lot of what I mastered in my own relationship I learned from watching you and D. Went from drop out to a drop top at the drop dot tomfoolery. Went from no lights that lighten up a path for you and yours quite beautifully. This from you, from me. Some words of affirmation from your baby brother. Thanks for all the inspiration and support when I was fronted on by many others. Many of us don't make it as far as we have, and I cherish the joy that's among us. Every blessing you're getting is well earned. Take a look at that fall that you brung us. You know I love you. I'm so amazed at who you are. Who would have seen us come this far? You really made this life your own. How much you've grown, how much you've grown, how much you've grown. So proud, look how much you have grown. So proud, look how much you have grown. So proud, look how much you have grown. So proud, keep going. So proud, keep going.
Yeah. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, that is my latest solo single, You've Grown, featuring Millen, produced by me, additional instrumentation by the homie Jonathan Smalls, Tone Deaf, who also mixed and mastered it. And again, shout out to Marcus D, because it includes a sample from the Omega Music Library. That is from the upcoming album Adultish, which we are about to talk about right now, because I got a big announcement. I got crazy updates for you about the album, but we're gonna start off with the not so crazy, just dope stuff. We're gonna talk about it, and then we're gonna get into this Q&A. So it is time for Album Watch Adultish update. Here we go. First and foremost, I'm happy to announce that I should be getting a sample of another piece of merch from my manufacturer. So that's about to come through. And I'm happy that I can show it to you right now. So the Adultish snapback hats are have already been ordered. That's what they look like. So for those of you who've seen the Bop alloy hats before, where it has like this marrowed, boned thing on the front of the hat. It's like a patch that has the Adultish logo stitched on it, as opposed to the typical embroidery. So yeah, man, it looks really, really good. I'm supposed to have it in hand this upcoming week. Quick comment about the song. From the flow alone is proof that Stan has stayed evolving over the years. Thank you, fam. I appreciate that. Thank y'all. Appreciate the love. Fam, I was busy this week, but we'll connect about those laces for sure. Yes, let's definitely build. All right. But yeah, man. So yeah, this is just a quick look at what the hat looks like. Let me blow it up for y'all so y'all can get a better look. So as you can see, that's what the front is going to look like, with the embroidered patch on it. And the Adultish logo is actually stitched into it. And then substantial tag embroidered on the back with that pattern that we designed for Adultish, on the actual under the brim of the hat. So yeah, man, something a little different with the design. If you're a person who's not super flashy and just kind of wants something that it looks kind of straightforward. Most of the hat looks that way, but if you're a person who likes a little bit of flash, you just go ahead and tilt that brim up a little bit and bow, there you go, stun on them. You know what I mean? I appreciate the love, Warpath. Thank you. Glad you are feeling the hat. So yeah, man. I should have that I should have that in hand in the next couple days so I can confirm take a look at the quality, make sure it's really well put together before I put the order in. And then once I put that order in, the pre-orders will go up on Bandcamp. So my goal is to have it up on Bandcamp and our official website. It should be there by by Bandcamp Friday in April. So first Friday in April that will be available. But let's get into the next thing. So while that is a big deal, it's not the biggest deal. The big announcement. But hold on. I can't confirm or deny I'll be buying 3 of those. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, fam. All right. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the big announcement of the day. Oh my God. All right. Couple comments. I'd wear it. Thank you, fam. I'm glad to hear that. Tell us we are 89% this week. We are not. We are still at 86%, which is really, really frustrating. I've literally called a few people. I've taken people's emails that I had from Kickstarter and emailed them directly for them not to respond. And so what I'm gonna have to do is I'm just gonna put the orders in, and unfortunately I'm gonna have to chalk up a loss or whatever in terms of shipping their particular stuff out, because more than likely if I get their size wrong, like if I run out of a particular size, I'm ordering a little bit extra of each size just so I have it just in case. But if it becomes a situation where I don't have enough of a particular size, then yeah, it's going to cost the shipping, for having to have items shipped more than once that should have only been shipped to me one time, and then I shipped them individually. That's going to suck. But it is what it is. I mean, I've done this enough times. And, I see the comment about what's wrong with people. I think it's just really one of those things. A lot of people who supported me have never used Kickstarter before. So they don't necessarily understand that that's an important part of the process. So that's what it is. But enough of all that. This is what it's all about. Drum roll, please. All right. You know what I mean? Shout out to Dougie Fresh. So yeah, man. Here's the big announcement, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. As of today, we are officially done with getting all of the features on the record, all of the contributors. And the 2 highlighted names that you see, who are the last additions, is my sister from another Mr. Stephanie Gale. Clap it up for Steph, who is now on the album, on the last track that I wrote and recorded. And the homie, Shingo 2, ladies and gentlemen, is officially on Adultish. So your features your players, as Spike Lee and many other people would say, like when they were talking about collaboration projects, they would list their players. So these are all of the contributors to the album Adultish, at least on the music side of things. So we got the homie Black Root, who does the intro on the track. DJ Hobb doing jiggers on a track. DJ RBI doing some cuts on another track. Javier Starks on another track. Jonathan Smalls. Marcus D, who contributed via the sample pack, but is also playing live keys on another track. Malcolm Jackson, who played drum set on one track that I sampled and chopped up, but then also played vibraphone on another track with Steph. Matthew Shell, who contributed some live guitar that I chopped up for one of the tracks on the album. Millen, who we just heard on another track. Shingo 2 is also on a track with Javier Starks and Uyama Hiroto and Malcolm Jackson on drum, all on one track, ladies and gentlemen. So about that Shingo 2 track, it's history. So I need you to know, I know that a good majority of people who don't rock with me or Shingo and Nujabes and all of that, and who don't know us as artists, won't know. But for those of you who know, this is history. And the reason why I say it's history, because even though Shingo and I have done live songs together and performed together on stage, and interviewed and traveled and all of that, we have never done an official song together until now. So that particular track is the quote unquote posse cut on the album, which is me, Malcolm Jackson on drums, Javier Starks spitting between me and Shingo, with Uyama Hiroto playing live keys, guitar, and bass on the track. So hell yeah, what a lineup. Other featured artists, T. Lucas, I already mentioned Uyama Hiroto, and the homie Tamara Wellens, pardon me, saying her name wrong, Tamara Wellens. Yeah, man. So this is the official lineup of Adultish. And I am happy to also inform you all that everything has been recorded. Everything has been submitted to my engineer, my brother Tone Deaf, and we are 40% done in terms of mixing. So we are real close to having it done. It should be done in the next week or two tops, so I can submit it to the manufacturers. And shout out to the homie Naturel, who I met with last night. We met last night, and he's close to he's hoping to have artwork for me this weekend. Fingers crossed on that. Send a prayer up for your boy. But yeah, man, Adultish is feeling real swole. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's been hitting the gym, son. I'm real proud of how it sounds and how it's coming together. Finally got that Shingo 2 collab. Yeah, man. For the record, Shingo and I have been talking about this particular song since like 2020 or 2021. I know it was early in the process of working on the album. So he had an early draft of the beat. And then in the last few months, I actually changed the beat. And when I changed the beat, everything with that song went into hyperdrive, because everyone was like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, was feeling it way more. And yeah, man. Let's go, Shingo 2 and Stephanie. This album is definitely going to be amazing. Thank you. Shingo 2 collab. Love that track he did on Uyama's Freeform Jazz record. No doubt. Shingo 2 collab. You love to see it. Word. All right. Fire list. Thank you. I appreciate the love, man. Finally, Shingo 2 makes an appearance. Absolutely. All right. You already know that Shingo 2 track is going to be classic. Indeed. Mind blown. I appreciate it, man. I legit cannot wait to hear it. No doubt. Salute. Thank you, fam. A legendary album. Wow. Thank you. You, Shingo 2, Javier, and Malcolm Jackson. What? And Uyama on the same song, son. That's Voltron right there, fam. But yeah. Peace, y'all tuning in late because of my sleep schedule. All good. What's going on, nephew? Good to see you in here. Avengers. No doubt. Avengers assemble. All right. Yes. All right. Appreciate y'all, man. Let's see. The album hasn't even come out yet, and I already know it's going to be your finest work yet. Wow, man. Thank you, family. I appreciate the kind words. That lineup is insane. Thank you. Yes, seen him talk about it on Instagram during his Q&A. Word. Oh, word. That's what's up. That's what's up. So yeah, man. Again, I'll make this bigger for y'all. That is the features list right there. Yeah, man. Really, really, really proud of this record, and I can't wait. I can't wait for y'all to hear it, man. But let's start this Q&A, because I'm sure y'all got some questions, and I'm gonna get out of here in a few. But let's talk for a little bit. Let me know what's on your mind. Any questions? What else you want to know about the album? A couple quick things while giving y'all a chance for the questions to come in. So earlier this week, Steph got her parts to me, and the song with her, man, that was the last song that I completed, last song I wrote and recorded on the album, and a lot of people have been blown away by that song. I'll give y'all a hint. It's actually a part 2 to a song we did before, but more than likely not. It's a part 2 to one of our songs that we've done before, but not one of our most popular ones. So that way, because I don't want folks to get overly excited, like, oh my God, my favorite thing's part 2. It's not that. But it is part 2 to a song that Steph and I did before. Yeah, man, it's a powerful joint. People that have heard it so far have been responding extremely well. My wife says, "You've grown." This new song with me and Steph, and one other song that I won't mention just yet, but those are her 3 favorite tracks from the album. Of course, she's biased about the "You Grown" song. But yeah, wow. The album hasn't even come out yet, but I already know it's going to be your finest work. Wow, thank you so much, man. It means a lot. Lineup is insane. Favorite Daylight track. Mine is I Am I Be. Nah, that's a great one. That's a great question. So my favorite Daylight track is Trying People. I posted that when Dave passed away. But that song is my all-time favorite Daylight track. Like, there's almost never, the first time I played that song, I was tearing up. I don't think I've ever made it through playing that song without my eyes glazing over. It's arguably one of my favorite hip hop songs ever made. But it's definitely my favorite Daylight track. But yeah. What was it like working with Shingo on a track finally? Were there any difficulties with your different flows? No, not at all. It was super easy. The one thing about when I work with a lot of artists, I think the challenge a lot of times with collaboration comes from sometimes people have in mind specific things you want to do, right? Like Steph is somebody where I've worked with her in a lot of different ways. And there are times that like I really just kind of leave things open for Steph to do whatever she wants to do. And then there are other times that I know that she complements things that I choose to do really, really well. And more importantly, I know that she's open to either. So I know when I reach out to her, I'll tell her sometimes I want her to do very specific things, but then I'll also let her know where there's room to play, like on this particular song, right? On the album. With the Shingo track, the only real specific things he had was to write a certain amount of bars and to make sure that what he had to say was in line with what the subject matter was. But other than that, I send them the music and let them hear a rough of our verses and hope that they find inspiration in that. And when I got it back, man, I was not disappointed. Neither was Javier when he heard it. Neither was Sherm the Barber. Excuse me. Neither was Sherm the Barber or any of the other homies I played it for so far. Like everyone that's heard it so far was like, man, this is a really, really dope song. And so, yeah, man, it wasn't hard at all. He turned it around in a few weeks and stuff. There were no adjustments that needed to be made or anything. I'm just waiting on the mix, and hopefully he digs how the mix sounds. And yeah, any tracks on here you're considering are one of the best tracks ever? Yeah, I feel that strongly. about several of the tracks. I feel like there's a couple of songs on this record that may be some of the best tracks I've ever made. Obviously, I'm biased, but I'll leave that to you all to decide when you hear it, man. But I'm really proud of this record. I wouldn't put it out if I didn't feel like it was a step above what I've done before. So yeah, I definitely feel like it's a step up. A sequel sound is fitting for the last song of the album. Possibly, maybe. Can we just talk about where we're going before we get lost? Can we just talk about where we're going before? Help me out, son. I feel like that's a reference to something, and I don't know. Help me, son. It had me crying today too. Yo, that song, man. Trying People by De La Soul. If y'all have never heard that and you want to hear some really dope, honest hip hop, yeah, man. Every time I hear the kids on that joint, people, are you ready? Yes, we're ready. What you want to be? We want to be ready. Man, oh my God. And it's funny, like the first time I heard it, I was actually leaving the school that I worked at all day. And I was heading home, and I hadn't got to that song on the album yet because it was the last track. And when I played it, man, I was broke up, Early Bird stole my question. What's your favorite what's your favorite Dave verse? I love that verse from Trying People. I love his verse on, oh man, I'm forgetting the name of the song, but it's a Dilla joint. It was produced by Dilla. And clap your hands to what he's doing. It's something clap. I forget what the put all things aside. I love Dave's verse. Fun fact, I've actually sampled Dave's voice on that particular track twice. I did it on my song Wake Up Call, the Wake Up Call from Sacrifice. There's a part where it's like, black man, get on your job. That was back in like 07 when I sampled it, 08 when the album came out. So for those who think I'm just coming out of nowhere with this De La shit, like I've already sampled them multiple times on records, sampled Dave in particular. But yeah, that black man get on your job line was a sample from him. And then I used that same sample again on the song Make It Home, DJ RBI. No, not on Make It Home. It was on While They Sleep, featuring Steph and Asheru. Yeah, so that song also has that black man get on your job sample in it. All right. Mine is It's So Easy. Yeah, fell in love with this fish who got caught in the mesh. Hey, yo, she burned my scene up like David Koresh. That verse, yeah, It's So Easy is a fire song, fam. It's a fire song. Yeah, he kills it on that joint too. Favorite Dave verse would be It's So, yeah, verse on Stakes Is High as well. I actually sampled this verse from Stakes Is High on the track. Yeah, man, all classics. Mega Ran, ladies and gentlemen. Clap it up for the homie Mega Ran. Good to see you up in here, brother. Thanks for dropping in, man. De La's Break of Dawn always does it for me. Something about that lights up my mind. Word. So it's Break of Dawn is a classic joint too. Question: what is your budget when making albums? This is a great question. And what was the most expensive one you have ever worked on? Typically, if it's a solo album, the budget for a solo album for me can run anywhere between low end $10,000 to maybe close to 50 grand. And I'm an indie artist, right? Because there are some musicians who are willing to barter. There are some who want to be paid up front, paid advances, or just to be, their contribution to be bought out, right? Then there's the manufacturing of like vinyl or CDs. On average, if you're going to do a couple hundred to a couple hundred to 1,000 CDs, you're going to drop somewhere around $2,000 to $3,000, depending on how you do it, right? It can be a bit cheaper sometimes, but it's usually going to cost, upwards of like $1,500 or close to that or more, depending on how many you do. But yeah, to do vinyl is extremely expensive. That would, if you do 300 pieces of vinyl and it's a double LP, Depending on also if it's heavyweight vinyl, which is the high quality stuff, which is all I typically do. Yeah, that can easily run somewhere between like like 5,500 some dollars up to like, once you throw shipping and all of that in, it's over $6,000 just to do that. Mixing and mastering can easily run you about two grand, depending on how many tracks you've done. There's been some cases where I've done it myself, but depending on how much I got going on, I'll outsource that. Paying for like the photography, paying for grooming, like outfits and different things for your photo shoots and stuff. You throw videos in the mix. If you do multiple videos, that easily can push. Let's say you do, depending on who you work with. There's some video folks, if you catch somebody who works quick and works cheap, you might be able to get someone to do it for a couple $100 each video. On average, in the past, I've usually paid people who've done videos for me about $1,000 or more. So my most expensive album to date, the most expensive one was Sacrifice, right? Oh, and the thing I didn't throw in there, if you do radio promo can run anywhere from a couple $100 to, if you're doing a really big campaign, and it's not just like underground or like college radio. If you do like a bigger campaign that includes mainstream radio as well, it could easily run you like $1,000 a month or more. If you do a publicist, if you hire a publicist to work your record so that way you get more press, that can run low end a couple $100 to up to like, a couple $1,000. For example, the PR campaign I hired to work Your Greatest Weapon, to promote Animal Arithmetic with Katie Fox, that ran us about like $5,000. So yeah, man, this shit adds up. So like a lot of times when people say like, yeah, I don't understand why you're not as big as certain people, and it's because, largely a good amount of what I've done has been independent in the truest sense, right? Like not even, sometimes it's been with an independent label. Sometimes it's been completely me. And because, I'm a family man, it's like I take care of my family with this. I sometimes got to sacrifice what I'm willing to spend on. I'll spend money on merchandise, but maybe won't spend money on PR or promotion, and then just rely on my skills, which, I have a lot of skills in this industry and know the process, but it's extremely time consuming. So sometimes I just don't have the time to do everything that needs to get done. And then I don't have the additional funding to pay people to do those other things, because a lot of those services, some of those services, you're paying for something that's guaranteed, but stuff like radio promo, in particular, a publicist, they can't guarantee their service. All they can guarantee is that they're going to contact the people and reach out to them and maybe even get feedback. But like maybe, I don't know what percentage, but a good majority of the people that they reach out to do not respond, do not post about your thing, and maybe just don't like it. So it's very expensive, like with no guarantees, So yeah, man, but that's a little, thank you so much, nephew, for asking that question, because a lot of people don't know, Gotta head to work. Peace. Peace, Warpath, man. I appreciate you. Have a good time. I don't know the type of work you do. You know what I'm saying? So if you're like cleaning like really horrible places all day, have a good time probably isn't the best thing to say to you. But have a great day at work. I hope it's productive. Stay safe. All right. I can't remember the full name of the track, but the track about radio station back in the day. How has that song came along? Oh, yeah. You're talking about 1580. So that song is mixed and is actually the next single. Thank you for asking. So y'all will hear that next week. All right. Peace again to Warpath. All right. Got any favorite diss tracks? This is a great question. Been re-listening to some like Hit 'Em Up. And I was thinking, damn, this isn't even a diss track. It's a straight death threat. My favorite diss track is Common's The Bitch in You. Simply because, like, Common's, that track right there, I think if I were to ever do a diss track for somebody, the response that The Bitch in You got is probably what I like, it won't be at the same level because I'm not as big as the artist being dissed or the artist who did the dissing. But in terms of, I think of what people, the majority of people who've heard my name but don't really know what I do, I don't think they know how sharp my sword is, you know what I mean, in terms of what type of writer I am. I don't think they know that I came up as a battle MC. And because of the type of music that I make and because of the type of dude I am, I'm not really out here inspiring a whole bunch of conflict, you know what I'm saying? And that don't really come my way. And especially if people have seen me rock or really, really heard me, you know, I don't think anyone who really know is going to kind of jump out there like that. Cause yeah, but anyway, the bitch in you is one of my favorite because Common destroy, like, yo, it's so hard. He said, every time you come out, Joe, I'ma talk about you till you let that bitch in you walk about you. That is so disrespectful, fam. Like, so disrespectful. And then he was like, yo, you in a circle mad, ain't got no choice but to fight, because none of you motherfuckers got a chance on the mic. That right there, like, it's the hardest thing, because a lot of these diss records nowadays where like death threats are involved and a whole lot of tough talk. Like, I love the fact when an artist is just like, yo, of course you talking all this reckless, like, you gonna kill me, you do this to my fam, blah, 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 put me in. Of course you talking all that, fam, because you can't really rap. You can't really, like, you not nice like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really not that nice. So you gotta go that route. Because if we just talking about skill and who's nice at this particular occupation, you ain't that, fam. you might have been. This is what he pretty much was telling Q, like, yeah, you was nice at one point in time, but you ain't nice like this. So let's stop playing these games, fam. You know, and it was hard too, because it was like, yo, y'all dissing me over something I said that I ain't even mean it the way y'all took it. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't even say it as a diss. I just was, you know. And so, yeah, man, that track right there is one of the hardest joints. And to be frank, man, I do like some of what Pac did, but I wasn't like the biggest Tupac fan for his whole catalog and stuff. So when I heard Hit 'Em Up wasn't like, it wasn't that impressive to me. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of people, when people are dissing each other, like, some people prefer when folks are direct. They think like when someone say something like real direct and don't like be clever with it, or they don't like subliminals and this, that, and the third. I ain't saying I love subliminals. All I'm saying is, fam, this is still art. Like, yeah, I can have a problem with you, this, that, and the third, but it's still about the skill, right? Because, you know, unless we going out and hitting these streets for real, which unfortunately both those brothers lost their life because of this stuff. But like, if we just talking about this, if we making records, let's keep it about this art. And certain people, they ain't got no choice but to go the other route, because they really ain't nice at this craft. They really ain't about this craft to begin with. So yeah, but anyway, thank you for that. That was a long-winded joint. I'm gonna have to get out of here soon though. Sorry, that Can We Talk Can We Just Talk was a reference to an awful Khalees. Yeah, fam, I had no idea what that was from. All right. Let's see. I have a question. Theoretically, if I were to defeat someone in chess and Stan had beat me in chess, does that means that Stan has defeated them in chess by default? Hey, you know, listen, fam, I don't want to say it. You know what I mean? But if that's what you think, see, early, no, I'm petty, man. If I beat you at a particular thing, especially if I know I'm really not better than you at this thing, but if I get lucky and win that one time, just so y'all know what type of person I am, we're never playing again. Like, we're never playing again. Ever. Like, if me and Black Thought, right? Black Thought, in my opinion, is probably the best to ever do it. If me and Black Thought had to compete on the track, you know, I ain't saying we dissing each other, but we were on the same track. And if we did that track and everybody was like, yo, you body Thought on that track, I'd probably never do another song with Black Thought. He's one of my favorite rappers, and I'd love to do a bunch of songs with him. But if I came out of that first track and everybody was like, yo, like, son, like, you body Black Thought on the track, I'd never do another song with him again. Ever. I just leave it at that. I'm like, hey, man, they say lightning don't strike twice. You know what I'm saying? In the same place. So, I mean, you know, I'm gonna take my victory, do my victory lap, and hang it up. I might retire after that. You know what I'm saying? Let's just leave it at that, you know? Are you still riding one wheel? Yes, I am. Not as frequently as I like. Mine is right over there collecting a little bit of dust. I did ride, I feel like a couple weeks ago. But yeah, I'm in album mode right now, so like I don't really have as much downtime as I like. As soon as I'm done though, back out here, me and Hive, because Hive's my neighbor, and riding to do some errands and such. Definitely gonna have to hear that Common track. Yo, it's one of the best diss tracks ever. It's one of the best diss tracks in history. Like Nas with Ether. Yeah, I think what made Ether so dope was people thought Nas was done after hearing, Jay-Z's joint. Because Jay-Z's joint, it's one of the best diss tracks in history. And like, yo, even me, when I heard it, I was like, yo, I can't wait to see what Nas do. But it ain't looking good, fam. We going to the cards real quick. The score ain't looking good, son. It ain't looking good. But then he came out with Ether. I remember to this day where I was. I was in Tokyo. I was working on, I think I was touring with Nujabes and Dextream, who was going by Mona Risic at the time. And I saw that they had the track, or saw that they had the album, Stillmatic. And I put it on. And I went right to Ether because I read stuff online saying that this was the track dissing Jay. So I went right to it, like, all right, let's see. And as quick as that joint came on, Jay-Z, I was like, oh, out the gate. But again, fam, like, what makes it so dope is just like, what made their whole battle dope was just like both these dudes, two street dudes, they could have easily made the whole songs all about, like just street stuff, this, that, and the third. But like, yo, they were just pulling each other's cards left and right and using a lot of skill to do it. And it was just dope, man. It was definitely one of the greatest battles in hip hop. Question: what would you seriously value when it comes to art? Honest reputation or popularity? And why do you think most artists would try and achieve the latter? Yeah, man, an honest reputation. First and foremost for me, I think I built my whole career mostly on that. Popularity helps, right? Like, especially if you have certain things in place to be able to reap the benefits of people knowing who you are, but I think most people, choose the latter because they automatically assume that popularity is connected to money. And it's not. If you don't have certain things in place, if you don't have your business in order, you can end up being a really popular broke person. There's a ton of them, right? There's a ton of artists who get far more burn than me, but they don't necessarily make as much a year as I do because they don't have certain things in place and they don't necessarily know how to navigate the actual business of music or business of art as well. So, so I just choose to kind of play it a bit more humble and focus more so on my integrity and making music a particular way and learn how to navigate the business in a way where I might not be as popular, but I see larger returns with, I can see a larger return while having a smaller amount of support. You know what I mean? And because of how, like, for example, like most people don't know, but the average major label artist, they get roughly like 7 to 8% of, in terms of like what their royalty rate is, right? Now, when you do the math, like I'm an artist that basically, I own majority of what I've ever made, and I have control over most of what I've ever made. And so now, in theory, like, so if with a distribution deal where you're seeing 85 to 87% of the royalties that come in, and about that same percentage from places like Bandcamp and through your website. So if I'm seeing close to 90% of everything that comes in, or let's just say 80% of everything that comes in, and the average major label artist is only seeing 8% of that, right? Then like that means that I can sell 10 times less than them and make the same money. You see what I'm saying? But then what a lot of people don't consider too is when they put out music, they have a ridiculous amount of writers, producers, and this, that, and the third. Like, you look at the writing credits for some songs and it's really, really long. And so that takes their percentage and makes it even smaller in some cases, right? So popularity matters up to a point, but to be a part of that machine, that means way more hands in your pocket and way more people having control over your career. Sometimes it's for the best, but it doesn't work out for a good majority of the people who navigate that industry. You know what I mean? It doesn't work in everyone's favor. So yeah, man, it's something I've educated myself on over the years, and I try to pass that game on to other artists. That's why you always see me teaching the art of, the music and business of art. No, did I say it right? Hold on. The business of art and music. Yes, I think I got it. All right. All right. So the last few questions, and then I'm out of here. Substantial taking real sabbatical. Super facts. Still hoping for that Substantial Black Thought track in the near future. I'm telling you now, though, if I get them, son, it's going to be amazing, right? But if I get them, it's never happening again. It's never happening again. All right. Make sure you compliment Black Thought more so sub. I keep making music with them. I see what you did there. All right. Black Thought and Substantial are literally my top 2 all-time art. Wow, rappers. Wow. Man, I appreciate that. Thank y'all, man. So, hey, man, thank y'all for a great show today. Shout out to everyone for tuning in, man. Had a real fun time with y'all. Thanks for listening to the music. Go out there and, hey, listen, I appreciate all the support in the world, but on Bandcamp, if you're on Bandcamp today, all I ask you to do, follow me on Bandcamp if you aren't already, but make sure you support my homies, support my man Early Bird, support Stephanie Gale, support Marcus D, support so many, man, Kokai, Tone Deaf, Q&5, Cunning Linguist, all the homies, man. Shout out to all of them. Support their music if you can. Malcolm Jackson, etc., etc. And then if you're streaming music today, of course, make some time to stream your boy, but stream the hell out of De La Soul catalog, man. It's a long time coming. Again, if you grew up listening to De La, listen to whatever the hell you want. If it's your first time discovering De La Soul and you haven't really listened to their music, work your way backwards. Start from the new music and then work your way all the way to the joint. Hey, Slept On De La Soul track, which is fire, that a ton of people have not heard, even De La fans. The Spirit of Wu, that song, oh my God, I think it's called Get Away From Here. The Spirit of Wu, check that song out, yo. They chop up like RZA and Jizza talking, and they take the sample from the second disc of the Wu-Tang Forever album, and they flip a song, and it sounds like, yeah, it's fire, yo. It's fire. Dave's verse on that joint is one of my favorite joints, so check that song out if you haven't heard it. But salute to De La Soul. We love you, man. We love y'all, and I love y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a great one. I'll see you soon, but talk to you soon. Peace.